What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the spot where we kick back and react to all kind of different things. Alright, so what we got going on today? We're about to check out some more Japanese culture with Shogo Sensei. This one is called Why You Must Never Stand Out in Japan. And the thumbnail, Why You Must Be Normal in Japan. Now, I know there is a bit of a stigma out there about, standing out and stuff like that, but we're about to get all the details from Shogo Sensei, so let's go ahead and get into it. But before we do, if you have not subscribed to the channel yet, what are you waiting for? It costs you nothing, and it keeps you up on all the new videos that get dropped on this channel, not to mention it gets us one step closer to our goal for this year, trying to get to 3,500 subs. Alright, and also on top of that, starting February 6th, every Monday at 10 p.m., I'm going to go live on my Twitch, and I'm going to start doing reaction requests. So if there's stuff that you want to see me react to and I just haven't gotten to it yet, or maybe it might be something that's not really YouTube friendly, Twitch has a lot fewer restrictions, so go ahead and let me know when we go live, and we're gonna have a lot of fun and hang out and stuff. All right, so mark your calendars, starting February 6th. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this. Let's ask Shogo why you must never stand out in Japan. Let's get his answer. Let's go.
No talking, no opinions, and don't stand out.
Right, that's like clear cut right there as soon as it started, huh?
Konnichiwa, and welcome to Let's Ask Shogo. In this channel, I, Shogo, will introduce various topics about Japan. So learners and lovers of Japanese language and culture, this is your one step deeper. And today, I'm going to be talking about this topic. Being normal in Japan is very important. You shouldn't stand out, and you must never say your own opinions. I can say this is true from my own experience of being bullied in school because I was different. Although I'm Japanese, I grew up in America for 6 years. When you search YouTube for why I hate Japan, it's usually about this topic. Many foreigners and returnees like me have experienced some kind of discrimination while being in Japan. So today, I will first explain 2 real-life examples of how Japanese society forces you to be normal. Then, I will introduce one study that might be an exclamation on why this is a characteristic seen in Japan. それでは、本日も参りましょう。
Okay.
Let me first introduce 2 examples of how you are taught to be normal in Japan. Number 1, school rules. When you see Japanese teenage girls in anime, they have super short skirts and pink hair. But the real school rules here in Japan would probably surprise you.
Not like anime,
some
right?
Of the crazy examples to be a good student. No piercing or any other accessories. The length.
Well, no piercings is kind of like, I've seen that in most schools and everything. Especially all the schools I went to, there was like no piercings in like any odd places.
Of uniform skirts must hide your knees. Your hair must be black and no perming.
No.
Your front hair must not reach your eyebrows. And boys should not have their hair covering their ears. And the girls must tie their hair if their hair touches her shoulders. Okay. Socks and underclothes must be white. Umbrellas must be dark blue, and hairbands must be black.
Okay. Okay, so piercings was the only one on the list that I ever ran to in school and everything. And even then, this one says no piercings. Like, the rules would always be like no piercings other than the ear for girls and stuff. And even then, you saw the rules getting more lax as years went on and everything. But everything else here, extremely strict. Extremely. And really overboard.
And many, many more.
And many more. See, that was only part of the list.
There was an event that brought national debate over school rules in Japan in 2017. It was a story of a girl in Osaka who had natural brown hair that was forced to dye her hair black due to school rules.
Oh no.
Her scalp was badly damaged from dyeing her hair multiple times, and she turned mentally sick from being scolded by teachers too often about her hair. She became unable to go outside.
That's abuse.
And her parents sued the school.
That's abuse. Now, I'm happy the parents sued the school. The question is, what was the outcome of the lawsuit? Because that's just straight up abuse right there. That's not cool at all.
Although there are many critical opinions towards the school about this terrible incident, even now in most schools, students who have natural colored hair or natural perms must go to the hospital to receive a certificate proving that it's natural. I had a friend.
Wow. I could only imagine somebody. But you know, we've seen that out here. As far as the hair thing, like, you know, the black hair and stuff like that showing up, the stories that we have about some of the schools out here. But I'm like, it hits the media and there's a whole big thing about it. Here, it's I don't know. This is crazy though. It's let you know it's not just happening here. Not just happening here.
Friend in elementary school who had natural perms. So he submitted a certificate to the school. But the teachers continued to have a cold look at him. So he gave up and shaved his head. Each school has its own rules. So not every school are this crazy. But as a Japanese, I feel that more than 90% of the schools are still like this in Japan.
But I mean, like, that's why we need to have on both sides here in Japan, because, you know, same outcome, different reasonings and everything. And it's like we need to have rules that protect students more so than anything else. We need to have laws that protect the students from stuff like this, you know? And then we need those laws enforced.
Number 2,
that's the other
job
thing.
hunting. In Japan, there's a tradition of job hunting season, or 就職活動 in Japanese. Every year, about 90% of university college students who are in their final year of study will start taking tests and interviews at once to find a job. This tradition started in the period of high economic growth.
That's
from
similar to like career days and
1955
stuff.
to 1973 for companies to efficiently gain supply of labor force every year. And this job hunting culture is also a very good example of how Japan loves to force the young to be the same. Wearing a pitch black suit. Hair must be black. Boys short, and girls must tie their hair if it's long. Always smiling. A loud and clear voice. Say what to say at interviews. I, of course,
I mean, for interviews, that's much the same out here and everything. There's certain specifics that you want to do if you want to, you know, increase your chances of getting a job, especially on a job interview and stuff. So a lot of that, though, many could argue that maybe they're taking it more serious than we do. We still take it pretty serious out here for job interviews. You still want, like, most of those on the list, except for the whole, you know, like the specific kind of makeup. Yeah, like I feel like that's not like out here. Specific kind of makeup was like, you know, don't go out there looking like a clown, don't look stupid. I feel like out there it's like, oh no, if it's not the specific type that we're looking for, then it'll be an issue. So I can see on those points how it would be more extreme over there. Definitely. But still, with job interviews out here, you can't be slacking either. So I can see the similarities and the differences.
Job hunting myself, but it is truly scary. All the young college students who used to dye their hair, wear any clothes they like, and enjoy their personalities, suddenly all try to look normal and the same like everyone else. And there actually is a correct answer to what to say at a job interview. There are many textbooks sold every year about what and how a good job hunter will reply at interviews. I personally felt this culture was too strange. So I quit job hunting. And that's how I started working at Shishin Samurai Restaurant first. I never have and never will regret this.
Okay. Sometimes you gotta follow your own path, right?
To get a clearer image, there is a perfect YouTube video called 就活競争曲. You don't need to be able to speak Japanese to understand it, so I hope you can take a look.
Okay, let me know in the comments if you guys want me to check out that video as well and react to it.
Why do Japanese people cherish being normal so much? One way to explain this is because Japanese people are addicted to justice. By natural instinct, humans feel pleasure when we right the wrongs. That being said, people who are craved to feel this pleasure become addicted to justice. Why do humans feel good when we right other people's wrongs? This is because humans are social creatures and have lived in groups for over 2 million years. So it is a human instinct to exclude the people of the group who acted differently. Keeping a person who is not a team player or one that disturbs the harmony of the group would lead to a life or death situation. And even though we live very different lives now compared to the hunting and gathering era, this trait still exists in us.
Yeah, I could agree with a lot of that.
Every human shares this instinct of feeling pleasure.
Because outside of this talk right here about it being a stigma for the entire culture, you still see everything that he described in smaller groups all around the world, And so, yeah, can definitely see how it's just kind of ingrained in us and everything, and how we kind of have to consciously fight against it, knowing that our environment has changed due to our successes as a species.
When avenging the rule breakers, why are Japanese people especially addicted to it? It is because Japan is a country of natural disasters. Japan is an island on top of 4 of the 10 crustal plates on Earth. This means there are many volcanoes and earthquakes will frequently occur. Japan is just 0.28% of all land on Earth, but 7% of active volcanoes exist in Japan, and over 20% of earthquakes stronger than magnitude 6.0 happens in Japan. Also, an average of 26 typhoons pass near or over Japan every year. And sediment
he's still going. I thought he was done.
Disasters occur because about 70% of land in Japan are mountains.
Okay. That's crazy though. I mean, I knew that it was like frequent earthquakes and stuff like that happen, natural disasters and stuff, but the percentage, it's like when you really think about the percentages, the 70%, the 20% for the earthquakes, and even the what was it? Yeah, it was the 7% for the volcanoes, the 20% for the earthquakes. And it just kept on going up from there. And just like you said, you have to remember that Japan doesn't even make up 1% of the Earth's surface land. And they get hit with all of that. That is insane. So, yeah, I could definitely see how getting beat on by nature can change an entire society and the way of thinking.
In order to survive in such a harsh environment, Japanese people learn to always cooperate with each other, and at the same time, violently attack anyone who wouldn't. If you had one selfish person in an emergency, there's a risk it would kill everyone in the community.
That is true.
Many people around the world praise the politeness and cooperation of Japanese people, but in a way you can say, it's a Japanese instinct not to be hated by anyone or to be thought as a traitor.
More like it's like from that angle, you could almost say that the entire stigma of not wanting to stand out, stemming from the fact that everybody has to collectively work together for survival, even in today's day, is basically the trauma of being attacked by nature more aggressively than anywhere else in the world. Crazy.
I know that many people, regardless of nationality or gender, are suffering from being discriminated in Japan. I hope this video will be a chance for you to deepen your understandings towards Japanese society and hopefully relieve some of your pain. Then lastly, today's conclusion. I introduced 2 real-life examples of how Japanese society forces the young to be normal. School rules and job hunting. They both train you how to be a good student and a good adult. The reason why being normal is so important in Japan can be explained by a human instinct of feeling pleasure when you avenge the injustice. This instinct was born because humans have lived as social creatures for 2 million years. The existence of a rule breaker or a selfish person in the group will expose the others to danger. Japanese people are especially addicted to justice because Japan is a country of natural disasters. They needed to frequently cooperate with each other in order to survive in emergencies. So even today, Japanese people tend to attack and exclude people who looks different or stands out in any way. So that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching. While watching this video, you might have thought, then why do you still live in Japan? I believe that Japan needs to change in many ways, including today's topic. And
I mean, there's no reason for him to leave Japan and everything for that reason. It's like you have to, you want it to get better, so you can't run from it, you know?
Want to become the trigger to do so. I might have to fight through some criticism, but I'm willing to take the risks. If this video helped you to deepen your understandings of Japanese society, please hit the like button and share it with your friends and family. And my goal is to achieve 10,000 subscribers by July 2021.
Okay. Well, you know, he's way past that now when you look at his current page. Big successes. Congrats, SHOGO Sensei. Anyway, this was very informative. Lets us know a little bit more insight as to why things are a little bit stricter in Japan than in anywhere else, and why there seems to be a stigma there. Very interesting stuff. And yeah, it makes sense, you know. If you as a group had to deal with, you know, having to survive, and if one person steps out of line, then you could definitely see, even when you're no longer in that situation, that would still kind of be there in the back of your mind and everything. So an entire culture dealing with that for generations, all because of nature always acting up, yeah, I can completely understand how it can create that stigma. The question is, will they ever break the stigma? Now that, you know, in our modern age, we still have to deal with natural disasters. They ain't going anywhere, but we are far more capable of handling them now than we ever were before. So only time will tell. All right, y'all. So you know what to do. Go down in the comment section. Let me know what y'all thought about this one. Let me know what you'd like to see me react to next. Hit that like button before you go. Share this video with everyone you know, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. All right. So till next time, take care of yourselves, and I'm out of here.